Welcome back to the series on Catholic women. My name is Jenny Zahner. Today we'll be talking about St. Katharine Drexel. Here's a quote from St. Katharine Drexel. "Resolve, generously and with no half-hearted, timorous dread of the opinions of church and men, to manifest my mission. You have no time to occupy your thoughts with that complacency or consideration of what others will think. Your business is simply, what will my Father in heaven think?" Katharine Drexel came from one of the wealthiest families in America. Her father was an extremely successful banker, a Catholic of Austrian descent. Katharine did not know her mother, who died 5 weeks after her birth. But a year later, her father remarried another eminent Catholic, Emma Bouvier, who exerted a strong influence on Katharine and her two sisters. When Francis Drexel died, he established a trust for his 3 daughters of $14 million. Inspired by their Catholic faith, they all 3 regarded this fortune as an opportunity to glorify God through the service of others. This was the great era of Catholic immigration, as American cities stretched to accommodate new arrivals from Europe. The Church responded with an extraordinary system of schools, hospitals, orphanages, and other charitable institutions, proving to the world that Catholics knew how to look after their own. There were certainly plenty of claims on the generosity of the young Catholic heiress, but Katharine Drexel's concerns extended to those outside the Church, indeed to those all but excluded from American society, namely Indians and blacks. She began by endowing scores of schools on Indian reservations across the country. In 1878, during a private audience with Pope Leo XIII, she begged the Pope to send priests to serve the Indians. He responded, "Why not become a missionary yourself?" At this point, Katharine realized that it was not enough to share her wealth. God was calling her to give everything. Consequently, she embarked on a long search to find a religious order corresponding to her own sense of mission. But when none could be found, she received the support of her bishop to establish her own religious congregation. In 1891, she was professed as the first members of the Sisters of the Blessed Sacrament. Within the year, 10 other women had joined her. Though Katharine embraced a vow of personal poverty, she continued to administer the income from her trust, the enormous sum of $400,000. She might well have spent the money to endow the establishments of her own congregation, but she insisted that her own sisters rely on alms. The money would continue to be used to support other projects to service of blacks and Indians. Among her gifts over time were a total of $1 million to the Bureau of Catholic Indian Missions and $100,000 a year to the support of mission schools on the reservations. In the 1920s, she contributed $7,500,000 toward the founding of Xavier University in New Orleans, the first Catholic college established for blacks. All told, she was personally responsible for establishing 145 Catholic missions and 12 schools for Indians, and 50 schools for black students. Mother Drexel died on March 3, 1955, at the age of 96, her life having spanned the era of slavery and the Indian Wars to the dawn of the modern civil rights movement. It was a period in which blacks and Indians, the community to which Mother Drexel devoted her life, were far from the consciousness of many Catholic Americans. Her charitable works did little directly to challenge the structures of racism and discrimination, but in the era of rigidly enforced racial segregation, her work had a profound witness. The exceptional character of her commitment is reflected in a letter from her contemporary, Father Augustus Tolton, at the time the sole black priest in America. In the whole history of the Church in America, we cannot find one person that has sworn to give her treasure for the sole benefit of colored Americans. As I stand alone as the first Negro priest in America, so you, Mother Drexel, stand alone as the first one to make such a sacrifice for the cause of a downtrodden race. Katharine Drexel was canonized by Pope John Paul II in 2000. Thank you.